That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 135 of Camp Strange. I'm your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I'm your other camp counselor, David Stokes.
And we're back to bring the spooky, wacky, weird, strange, and crucifix? And before we get into our longer stories... keep you guessing, David. Before we get into our longer stories today, we got to catch you up on any of the weird news you may have missed this week. And I have a story right here as cops and robbers, stolen Doritos truck chase. That's a horror. What? Why did they write it like that?
Why didn't you read it first?
No, I read the title on Reddit because it was on like the weird news Reddit.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
like I clicked the TMZ article and they wrote this like bullshit one. It was like,
See, that's why, because the Reddit one always has better headlines if the other one has shitty headlines.
yeah.
And so that's why I click on like the comment area, so then it doesn't go to the article right away.
Mm-hmm.
And then it saves, the good headline.
I'm trying to let me find that headline again. Maybe I'll just read the other one now because I'm trying to find the good title.
God. Off to a great start. Think about all of our new listeners from your glorious TikTok
Oh, here it is.
account.
Oh yeah. You guys wrong.
Go find us on
We're
TikTok.
on to TikTok.
Well, Tobin's on TikTok.
I'm on to TikTok. Okay, wait. I got this right here. Stolen Doritos truck chase in Oklahoma City lasts 100 miles.
Ooh.
Yeah. So this guy Eric Estrada, isn't that the name of the chips guy? Whoa, no pun intended.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, God, I fucking hate this TMZ fucking article. They're making jokes. It's not even Eric. The guy's name's not Eric Estrada. I can't keep up with this. So
You got bamboozled by TMZ.
I know. So this guy, his name's Joshua Karp. So he's in Oklahoma City, and he pulled up to a gas station, and there's an unattended Doritos truck. That was
Who hasn't considered this?
It was a big white van with a giant, sun-stained, sun-faded Doritos logo on the side. I'm of course talking nacho cheese. And he just got in it and started driving away, which I don't get. Like, did that guy just leave his keys in the ignition?
You had to have.
Is that something you do when you don't have like doors? Oh no, he has doors on this. There's like
He's
those.
not the UPS guy.
Yeah, I know.
What are you talking about?
I know. Then why did this guy just leave his keys in there? Anyway, so he hopped in that bitch and he drove it across 3 counties and it lasted 90 minutes and they eventually had to shoot out his tires before arresting him.
Oh boy.
So,
who's paying for that? Is Doritos paying for that? Are the cops paying for it? You know who's paying for it? We're paying for it. Our tax dollars.
The guy who walked back out of the gas station bathroom and realized all of his Doritos were gone. But
What if it was just a private collector? It wasn't even like a restocker.
that's so much sadder. That's so sad. But like the cops, like he makes a good point. He said he's like, I would love to know the motivation of stealing a truck that's very, very easy to spot and doesn't go very fast. But like,
See, I figured like in that situation, you just take stuff out of the back and put it in your vehicle.
yeah, you steal the stuff out of it. You don't steal the truck because, like you said, not fast, and it's the one with the Doritos logo on the side. It's not hard to find. But hey, kudos to him. 100 miles, like not bad.
Yeah.
So
I had to end in gunfire.
I know, crazy. Like you would think they would just do the spike strip or something, right?
Yeah.
Maybe just drop
No,
some.
well, we all know Doritos tires are reinforced and the spike strips don't do anything.
Because if you drive over a Dorito, it's sure to puncture.
Yeah.
It's science.
It's just dust.
What?
Gee, the Dorito dust.
That doesn't make. I was talking about the hard chip, David.
I was reading somewhere that Doritos said that they could make Doritos chips without the dust.
Oh.
But they do it for the experience.
Wait, you're saying that they would taste the same?
Yeah, They said that they could bake it just like into the chip and it would taste the same and there'd be no difference, but the dust is part of the experience.
That's kind of true. Because you get...
I see. That's my least favorite part. That's why I crush the bag and pour it in my mouth at once.
Do you do that?
Yeah.
What? Why?
I don't like the dust.
I like it. I like that thin turf, the thin turf of Cheeto dust that you got to scrape off your fingers. Cheeto dust. I mean Dorito dust.
No, I don't like it.
Cheetos are the same way.
Yeah.
Cheetos are actually more notorious for it, I think.
I think that's mostly because of the color.
Yes. Also, probably they've been around longer. Maybe?
That I would say no.
Oh.
I think Doritos outdate them.
Okay, maybe. Probably
that's where I'm going.
Probably came out at the same time. Is it all Frito-Lay? What's going on?
The same day. What a day in the bagged snack history.
This guy knew too much. That's why he sold the truck. He was driving it to Big Cheeto, and they were gonna burn it out in front of the complex.
I think they're the same company.
Yeah, they probably are.
That's how you get those snack packs. You can get ones with both of them in it.
Yeah, you get inner rivalries. You know what I mean? Like
that's true.
That's how it happens. Anyway,
it's all to make Big Papa Chip happy.
Anyway, do you have a news story for us, David?
Yeah, alcoholic monkey gets life sentence in India after attacking 250 pedestrians.
What?
Alcoholic monkey gets life sentence in India after attacking 250 pedestrians.
Okay, first I want to know, was he drinking whiskey? Because that makes you mean.
He's an alcoholic. He will drink whatever he can get his little hands on.
And, like, did he get a life sentence because he attacked 250 people in one day? Or is he a notorious monkey that they finally caught?
I think they finally caught him.
Oh, okay. Poor, I mean, I don't think you should put him a life sentence, but is that what, like, a zoo is?
Well, here it said the last little paragraph here. Nazir, who I think is a veteran zookeeper, Nazir pointed out that the monkey had tried to attack female zookeepers as well as monkeys who shared the same cell with him. As a result, he said the zoo had decided to isolate Kalua for the rest of his life. They named him
Kalua.
It's not spelt the same, so it might not be pronounced the same. Decided to isolate him for the rest of his life since he would likely strike again if let loose.
No, just give my man. If you're gonna put him in a cage, then you could at least give him the booze too, because he's not gonna attack anybody while he's in there.
Yeah.
Right. Either take away the booze and leave him out in the open, or
he killed someone.
Oh. Oh.
It resulted in one death.
Oh.
Many had to have plastic surgery to repair bite wounds.
Oh, shit. Well, I guess he's lucky he just didn't get shot, huh?
Okay, I skipped the best part right here. This is the first sentence. An alcoholic monkey in northern India has been sentenced to life behind bars after going on a rampage and injuring 250 pedestrians when his supply of booze ran out.
Oh, fuck.
So it was one isolated event.
Oh my God. So he wasn't even drunk.
He was having withdrawals.
Maybe he's coming down. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I feel bad for the people now. I felt bad for the monkey at first, but I mean,
it's a lose-lose.
Yeah, no one wins in that one. Oh, he attacked 250 people. I guess you just run, right?
I mean, he'll catch you.
I know.
I feel like I'd rather just like give him a little parachute and toss him off a plane over some island and he can live out his days there instead of in fucking shoebox.
Yeah.
Duct tape shoebox.
And if only the people knew that all they had to do was like hand him a beer and he would have probably stopped. Like, but that's never your first
Where
instinct.
does that end?
Yeah.
If you give a mouse a cookie.
Yeah, that's enabling, huh? But I was gonna say, but like you never really think that like when you're being attacked by a monkey just to hand him a beer, right? I mean, we would.
Yeah.
We would know that.
Probably.
Because of like the one that drank while working the railroads. The other monkey guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah, but I mean, if that monkey wastes that beer or spills it, then they're gonna have to keep me away from him.
He was a half beer guy though.
True.
So he was moderation, everyone. Come on.
Yeah.
Everything in moderation, especially attacking people. So next story is wife furious after finding husband selling healthy lunch she packed every day to buy fast food.
Oh no.
So over in England, I guess this woman and her husband, she was packing healthy lunches for him because they were trying to save money to buy a house, and they calculated everything, and they found out that he was spending, what is it, 200? Oh, hi.
Oh boy.
The story bores me. No, $275 on fast food every month, and so she started like packing him healthy sandwiches for
Hold on, how much a month?
$275, 200 pounds. So 200.
Oh.
I did the conversion right already, but she did this so he's like, yeah, you're eating healthy and we're saving money, and she would text him and be like, do you like your sandwiches? And he like wouldn't respond, and then he would get home and he would ask her to make more than 2 sandwiches to satisfy his appetite, and the woman soon discovered that he was selling them to his colleagues and then using the money to go buy fast food.
Like that's like funny and weird, but also it's more weird that someone's buying his homemade lunch from him.
I mean, those sandwiches must have been pretty good, right?
Yeah. I mean, it had to have been great.
It could have been like a ham and cheese.
Yeah, but it was more about the snack pack.
Oh, I'm gonna trade you for your snack pack for your banana. No, but like, yeah, I remember like growing up, I really liked like my parents never made these for me, but like I went to like a friend's house and he made one, and I was like, oh, these are like good, and they're not good. And I don't know why I kept eating. They're cheese sandwiches. It was like white bread with some mayonnaise on it and like 2 slices of like American cheese.
Yeah, it's just an uncooked grilled cheese.
Yeah, it's like, will you put mayonnaise in your grilled cheese?
You can. I don't.
Yeah,
but you can.
I've heard about that too. But like, I would eat those, and I don't know why, but I just like the way it stuck to my teeth. Do you ever, you know what I'm talking about?
First the dust, and now this shit. I don't want to hear it.
You know, like when you eat white bread sandwiches or like potato bread, and it just sticks to like.
I'm gonna drill a hole in my head.
Oh, I'm gonna make you so many cheese sandwiches and send them in the mail.
Oh, I can't wait for him to get here.
Mayonnaise. I was gonna be like, please apply your own mayonnaise. Oh, and your own cheese and your own bread. Actually, all that goes bad in a box.
Just an empty box
that just says, "Make a cheese sandwich for yourself." It's on me.
Painted on a rock.
Oh no! Then I gotta do the shipping, the weight shipping and everything like that. I'm not doing that's cheese sandwich money or Wendy's money. What kind of fast?
Wendy's is expensive.
Yeah, you know what? All fast food's kind of expensive. I went to Katie and I'm not proud of this, but I did it. We went to Taco Bell the other day, and I ended up dropping like $18, and I was like, "What?
Oh, what did you buy?
I bought
18 fucking tacos."
Well, we got like some Doritos Locos, and then we got like a quesadilla and like a chalupa or something like that, and it just like added up, and we're like, "What the fuck?"
I used to eat so much Taco Bell
in college.
And then I stopped. College, post-college, pre-college, all the time. And I stopped for like a month and then had it again and immediately just felt sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You stopped for a month? Was that like
It just took a month.
Was that like a
daily thing?
Like a Lent thing for you? Like I need to take a month off from the Taco Bell. How much Taco Bell were you eating?
I don't want to talk about it, okay?
Stop
building them next to where I live.
They're everywhere. They're getting closer. The cheese sandwich taco coming to a Taco Bell near you.
God.
Think outside the sandwich.
Don't like that.
Anyway, you have another news story, David?
Oh boy, do I. India arrests 2 men
for being attacked by monkeys.
India arrests 2 men who used monkeys to steal cash from unsuspecting victims.
Dude, what the fuck?
There's a lot. I didn't realize there's so many monkey things going on in India. It's the monkey capital of the world.
Yeah, I feel like I did. I feel like there's a lot in like Indonesia too, or something like that. I
Yeah.
could be wrong, but like
Oh yeah.
I know they love stealing glasses and hats and
Especially those Oakleys.
they love a nice tourist with some Oakleys. Oh, we'll get some nice like neon yellow Oakleys.
Oh.
Nothing says "come touch my face, monkey" like it's like neon yellow Oakleys.
Yeah.
The wraparound ones too. You know.
Like what Vin Diesel wore in Pitch Black.
Whoa. Like Riddick, Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah.
Because that was the
Pit-
yeah, it's a
Pitch Black was the first one.
yeah. But people know the name Riddick more, right?
Yeah, true.
I just remember that movie when like he's fighting those prisoner guys, and then he's like, "Come at me," and then he smashes that cup on the rock, and then he like shoves it in that guy's chest and like kills him instantly, and then the other
Yeah.
two guys like are like, "Oh shit," and then he puts like this little tiny like bobby pin on the rock, like that's the next weapon I'm gonna use, and they both like run away.
Yeah.
It was
And
like,
then
whoa.
and then he looks directly into the camera and says, "I live my life a quarter mile at a time."
He goes, oh, my favorite part was when he kills the guy with the cup, and then they look at him and he puts a cheese sandwich on the rock next to him, and he goes, "I'm gonna make this stick to the inside of your fucking teeth."
Stop it. You know what? Just for that, you know what my all-time favorite part of that movie was?
What?
Was when that bug gets under his skin and he runs down the hallway screaming and his dick flops out. Oh no, sorry, that was the Mummy.
Ow! Ah! You love that scene. I keep fucking thinking about. I thought about that scene the other day.
I never stopped thinking about it.
Every time I see a little beetle, I'm like, ooh.
Which one?
Okay. You got me.
Little skin beetle?
You got me there. Oh fuck.
You think that guy knew that was happening?
I don't know. He had a lot of robes on. He probably was like, I felt like my penis fall out, but like it might be covered by another robe, right?
I mean, what would have been worse? Like, you know, telling the crew like, "Hey, I think my dick fell out," or 15 years later,
he's like,
everybody knowing about it
like-
because of this podcast.
the director's like, cut. I think we got it. We're good. Let's move on. He's like, wait, and everyone's like packing up their shit. And he's like, my dick fell. Oh, okay. Never mind. You got it. They're probably not even going to use that take. We got like 4 other takes. They're like, yeah, we're using the dick take.
That was my weaker scream. There's no way they're gonna use that one.
And the editors like knew what he was doing. He's like, yeah, I'm going to leave this one in.
Yeah,
This one I'm leaving in.
classic Disney.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, we should probably preface that. There's a scene in The Mummy where the guy gets a
Pretty iconic scene.
Yeah, where he gets the scarab underneath his skin, and the fat guy runs headfirst into the wall, and he dies instantly. Well, like when the scarab starts going under his skin, he starts rifling through his clothes, and if you slow it down enough, like David has multiple times, you see his little penis pop out, and David just loves to bring that up whenever he can. Church, AA meetings, any place he can, he'll bring it up.
Yeah. I've tried to get him to make it a trivia question at trivia night, and they keep asking me not to come back.
What is the trivia? What's the movie? What's the man's name?
What part of his body falls out of his groin region?
It falls out of his groin region.
From the region
Okay.
of the groin.
I mean, it sounds like an easy point to me. I'd say put it in, or let it hang out. You know.
It's a good first round question.
Exactly. Yeah. Everybody knows it too. It's common knowledge at this point. But I think you guys are caught up on any of the weird news, so let's just get into these stories we have. Now, David, do you have a hobby that you are fond of?
No.
Besides talking about mummy penis?
Aside from mummy penis, no, I honestly don't have anything that brings me joy in life.
Oh, but what about your new hobby with the axes?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, my new thing is I've really been enjoying finding old rusty axes and restoring them.
Watch out. Hide your kids, hide your wife. David got 2 axes now.
Mail me your old rusty axe heads. Or don't.
He hasn't learned to sharpen them yet. Thank God.
No, I know how to do that. You just do that last. You don't want to be working on a sharp axe. That's just a bad idea.
Did you sharpen your other one yet?
No.
Oh.
I'm not 100% done with the first one.
Okay. Well, I mean, that was just a little side tangent. But today, I want to tell you a little story about what happens when a hobby or an ideology or just a thing goes a little too far and becomes your whole identity. You know, like a horse girl, which my girlfriend definitely wasn't in high school. She hates when I say that. She wasn't, but I always say it. Because her family has 2 horses, but they got them later after she graduated high school. Oh, shit. She texted me. She heard me. She said rude. Just the word rude in all caps. She was not a horse girl.
You should say nay.
Yeah. Oh, man. Really missed opportunity. But so let's just get into the story because anyway, buckle up as today I tell you the tale of the crucifixion of Margaretta Peter. So this
sounds like a tasty pizza.
I know. I kept
Margaretta Peter.
Not a pita. It's like oh no.
Hey,
Oh
hey,
no.
Peter.
It was gonna happen. I knew it. Hey Peter. Wait.
Hey Peter.
Wait. Hey, Peter.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, Bonnie. Hey, you guys don't have a poop sack? Anyway, had to do at least one. Peter. Okay, so Margaretta Peter was born on Christmas Day in 1794. You already know shit's about to go bad. If I said
1794,
yeah. Well, not only that, but I said that the crucifixion of Margaretta Peter, and she was born on Christmas Day. So you know this chick thinks she's special already, man.
Yeah.
So
you're a gift from God.
Exactly. So she was born in a very small town of Wildisbach, Switzerland. Margaretta was the youngest and last of 5 children, as Father John, shortly after the birth of Margaretta, became a widower after his wife died in childbirth. Classic late 1700s stuff. Even after 5 kids, you think he would be like, oh, like I'm fine, and then like the 5th one comes out, and you're like, oh nope, it took everything with it.
Yeah,
that one just grabbed onto everything.
Just gutted her.
Stop. So, Margaretta's 5 siblings, brother Caspar, and 4 sisters, Barbara, Susanna, Elizabeth, and Magdalena, were all seen as remarkable children in their community, but none could hold a candle to Margaretta, as she soon began to be known around the town as a child prodigy. You see, at school, she was notable for her aptitude in learning, while in church she was noticed for her devotion. And she was raised in the Zwinglian Protestant faith, which I guess is just a form of Christianity. Dude, I get so confused.
Yeah, I thought there was just one.
They have Lutheranism. This is Zwinglian. Dude, there's
I mean, even LeBron James wrote a book.
What?
There's the book. There's the Book of King James or something like that.
Oh, and it's like a offshoot of Christianity.
Yeah, it's a lot of dunking in Jesus.
But it's just so weird because Christianity has so many offshoots. Like most of them started back in the day, Lutheranism and stuff like that. But there's so many, and
I think the original Bible had enough basketball in it. Honestly.
Jesus Hooba Stank Christ just dunking.
Jesus
Hoopa Stank. I heard he's going to be in the new Space Jam.
Who isn't? They put the fucking people from
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put the people from
rapists.
Yeah, they put the Clockwork Orange people in there. And they're like, oh, in the Looney Tunes universe, the rapist gang from Clockwork Orange is allowed into the stadium. It's like
they're alive and well and get front row seats.
It's so bad. So like I said, she was raised in the Protestant faith. Her enthusiasm for Christianity impressed even the local pastor when he was preparing her for her confirmation. So she was just like a goody two-shoes know-it-all. And Margarita is said to have been reading the Bible by the time she was 6 years old and summoned her family to hear her sermons. God, it's probably started.
No one wants to hear that.
It's probably started off as really cute. Be like, oh, little Margarita, she's going to do a sermon. And then, like, after a while, you're like, what, do we have to keep going to her sermons? The 6-year-old's, like, really, really fucking putting us in our place. She
like, boy, this is hour 3. She said this is halftime.
She saw me feeding the monkey beer, and now I'm a sinner. I don't get it. So the girl's forceful personality exerted a gripping influence on her family and allowed her to dominate her older siblings. Yeah, just kind of seeming like an asshole at this point. Like everybody has like this person that they work with where you're like, oh man, like you seem like kind of a nightmare a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
you know. Oh, David. I'm not gonna let David go into work stories right now, but I just mean like the person who's like the goody two shoes, and they're always trying to like one up everybody in the office or something like that. And you're like, we get it, you're the best. You get to hear, oh, I get to work 20 minutes early every day. And you're like, oh, God, fuck off. But as an example, Margarita's father would even declare that his daughter was set apart by God for some extraordinary purpose. Ooh, that really hurts the 5 other kids' egos, I must say. So, Margarita's personality went through a radical change after 1816, and in that year, the young woman was invited by her maternal uncle, a small farmer. I don't know if he was small in stature or if he was just, he just growing one turnip out in a field. But
probably a little bit of both.
So, a small farmer in the nearby town of Rudolfinger. Rudolfingen.
You got it.
Rudolfingen. Yes. Yeah, in the nearby town of Rudolfingen, to work as his housekeeper. And while staying with her uncle, Margarita came into contact with the Pietists, a fundamentalist movement within Lutheranism. Like I said, again, I don't really know. Pietists, I tell you what they are right here, but Lutheranism is just another form of Catholicism. I mean, Christianity. But in general, Pietism is a movement within Christianity that stresses personal devotion, holiness, and genuine spiritual experience over mere adherence to theology and church ritual. Basically, they don't just read, they do. So like that's what I got out of it. They really like practice what they preach, and
okay.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing if the shit that's about to happen in this story didn't happen, but it did. So it's kind of like a little bit of a culty vibe, I feel like. So
what, religion?
No. I just mean this in particular, this whole thing
okay.
that's about to go down. So, having attended the prayer meetings of this movement, Margarita became depressed, and this change in her personality was quickly noticed by her siblings. When asked about it, Margarita's reply was that God was revealing himself to her more and more every day, so that she became more and more conscious of her own sinfulness. Now, do you think God, when they said revealing himself more and more every day, do you think that he had a scarab under his skin, or...
Well, he might have. But he put it there.
He's like, I didn't mean to reveal myself to you more and more every day, but bugs, you know how they be. Why'd I let them all into heaven? What the heck was I thinking? What the fuck? So, yeah, so she was just like really guilty every single time she went to these like prayer meetings, and she's like, I felt like I was like a top tier student who like loved God, but I'm actually a sinful asshole. And that's bad when like the star student just like doubles down and is about to go ham on
dunks on herself.
On God. Exactly. She's about to dunk on herself. So in 1817, Margarita returned to her home and began to preach the word of God. While Margarita was away, her father, John Peter, had hired 3 new servants: Heinrich, Ursula, and Margarita the Second. Just another Margarita. It must have been a popular name, like most popular names in the 1700s.
Yeah.
Trowel.
Shrew.
It is named after farm tools.
Farm.
Hoe.
pests. Mole.
Anyway, so
Donkey bread.
that one, we just named that one Starved. You haven't eaten much. So, while Margarita, like I said, they got Heinrich, Ursula, and Margarita II, all of whom became Margarita's devoted disciples in her religious endeavors. She went and she recruited the servants. Come on, John Peter hired them to clean the toilets, and now they're all in a circle hitting a drum with an incense stick. Trowel.
Well, I saw one hell of a drum circle the other day. I'll tell you that.
Oh, really? Where?
I mean, it's Eugene. You walk anywhere, you're gonna find one. But it's been a while since I've seen a good one, and this was a good one. Could hear it from like a mile away.
Oh, really?
I mean, you could smell it before you could hear it. But.
True. So I hope there was hula hoops involved too.
No, this is strictly drum business.
Oh, okay. Hula hoops was next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So in the next 3 years, Margarita's preaching drew many from around the area to her small town of Wildensbach. As Margarita, however, was not content with this, and in 1820 decided to preach her message to the rest of Switzerland. So her britches were too big for this small town. She had to go find herself, wide open spaces. So, so as she wanted, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Are you?
Oh, sorry.
Are you riding a horse?
You're doing a Western thing, so I started riding a horse.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool,
sorry.
actually. I wonder if they.
Yeah, I was a horse girl.
You were.
Yes.
I could see that high pony of yours.
Yeah, I would do the whole running on all fours, jumping over barrels,
Eating whole carrots, green part and all.
The green part's actually where all the nutrition is.
I used to eat sugar cubes out of other people's hands.
Got caught on a few trail cams naked in the middle of the night licking the salt cubes.
Oh, I've
Salt
seen
mix.
those things. Those things are crazy. They don't even taste good.
They don't. They taste like the inside of a cow's mouth. It's weird.
I like those happy cow things too that just scratch a cow's back.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
Riley's dad, my future father-in-law, he has trail cams because they live out in Montana, and they're in a pretty remote area, and they get lots of elk on their land, and so they have one of the salt cubes out there for the elk to enjoy.
Oh.
But one night on his trail cam, he caught a coyote pissing on it.
Oh no. Do you think
Little fucker.
Do you think that elk's like that or no?
Maybe.
Oh.
New seasoning.
Freaky elk. So, piss boy elk. As sorry, that were you drinking over there?
Huh?
Can of piss?
Yeah.
Coors Light. So, as she wandered across the country, people from
Oh, I'm not drinking Coors Light, man. Not cool. Don't spread those rumors.
oh, talking about piss in a can. No, that's a Natty Light.
No.
That's a Natty Light.
What? Piss in a can?
Yeah, I like a Coors on a boat.
Yeah, them thin cans. You get that little extra high because you think you're drinking a Red Bull.
Yeah, exactly.
Little mind trick.
Yeah,
You do
Michelob
a
Ultra.
sick backflip on a wakeboard.
I'm watching my figure. Give me a Michelob.
Ooh, could crush a 12-pack of those and
That's 12
Do a
calories.
cartwheel.
12 of those 12 calories. So, as she wandered across the country, people from all over Switzerland were drawn to her. One such person drawn to her was married shoemaker by the name of Jacob Morph. Although there is no proof of a sexual relationship, Margarita and Jacob would send each other passionate letters. Margarita even writing things like, "We will ascend to heaven together and will share one throne for all eternity." That don't get you hot and bothered. You ain't a human.
She also wrote, "I've been thinking about you in a hallway with a beetle under your skin."
What's under them robes? I want you to run headfirst into a wall for me. Please. Oh, Jesus. But like crazy thing, we will ascend to heaven together. Damn, girl, you crazy. So this upset Jacob's wife because, like I said, he was married.
Yeah,
So
that's no good.
So this upset his wife, but of course he told her, we're just work friends. She's not even my type. That's just a joke we do in church. She sent me those pics because she wanted a second opinion about a rash. All the classic all the classic lines that get you out of those situations.
I had never actually heard that one before.
Oh, the rash?
Yeah.
I thought you would know the most, Rash Man.
I'm riddled. Have you seen my elbow?
He looks like a world map.
It's gone. It's gone.
He looks like a world map if the ocean was red.
Now you got me scratching.
So I told you to stay away from the piss-soaked salt lick. Jesus, David. So, in 1822, Margarita and her sister Elizabeth went missing. And after months of searching by the police, the two women reappeared on their own, though Margarita was pale and visibly ill. She refused to say where she and her sister had been, though. Which is like, the mystery just kills me.
Yeah, just spit it out.
Also, I kind of pictured they're like, oh, cops that were looking for him for months. I feel like it's just like a guy who's just like, have you seen the girl? They'd be like,
what? Oh, have you seen a girl? I thought you said, how do you say go? What the fuck?
I like they're in
right?
Switzerland too. I'm giving them like a thick British accent.
Yeah.
But like, I just don't know like how good were the police in like, I mean, I don't want to get into politics right now, but what were the police doing back then? Was it just like a guy with a horse who was just like, hey, were you thinking about doing something? Don't do that. Because, like, you couldn't call anybody. There was no, like, calling the police. I feel like they just had to be there.
Yeah, this is like before Jack the Ripper, and we all know how that ended, so they couldn't have been that good.
Yeah, I guess it was just, like, they would walk around the streets, and then hopefully something would happen in front of them.
Yeah. I guess probably a big part of it was more, like, investigation after the crime.
Yeah, which is not proactive, but
No.
you work with what you got.
Yep.
So, not long afterward, Jacob Morph turned up at the Peter house, apparently due to a message from Margarita that the two of them were close to the heaven ascent. Oh shit, that's straight cult talk, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So after
that's Kool-Aid mixing talk.
Exactly. So after her return, Margarita's behavior became more bizarre than ever. She secluded herself in her room with her sister, where the two read the Bible and prayed continuously. Margarita also began to speak about the devil, warning her followers that his forces were loose in the world. Margarita believed that she was the only one standing between the devil and the rest of humanity.
That's gotta be stressful. To actually like to believe that though, like with all of your heart.
Yeah.
Be pulling my hair out.
Yeah, like honestly, I can't imagine. Like, I mean, that must be like some. I don't want to say some form of psychosis or something like that, but like, because like there's people who like believe that now, who are like, maybe not like in the term of like I'm the Messiah, but like there's people who are like, the work I'm doing is keeping the devil at bay. And then like she was like
the people that go to college campuses and yell at college students, they think they're saving the world.
Yeah. But like she was probably like she's like probably putting on boxing gloves and like looking in the mirror. He's like, he's gonna come through that mirror any second now. I'm gonna knock him back right into the fourth dimension. Like, I feel like that was like her idea behind it, you know?
Yeah.
Not like my preaching is saving the world and making it a better place. It's like, I'm gonna fucking chop him in half with a sword, that devil beast.
Some real Alex Jones shit.
I'm gonna chop that pig fucker in half. So now you got me thinking about Alex Jones. Speaking of pig fucker, love that man. So, well, like I said, next thing I wrote, well, good for her being the only one God needed because Jacob soon dipped back home due to his wife and work, which made Margarita double down in her devotion to her devil fighting. So she called this guy, like, we're going to heaven, and then he got here and she was like being crazy. He's like, I think I gotta go back home. Like, I got a wife and a job there. Like, hey, these Adidas aren't gonna make themselves, you know? So Margarita's next move was to call some of her followers to her home, where she ordered the house to be closed up completely with no worldly people being allowed to cross the threshold. What's a worldly person? Just like only spirits allowed, like Holy Ghosts and stuff?
It's pretty cool. It's an exclusive club.
Yeah, exactly. Once you're through the door, the only way you leave is a body bag. No. The only way you're leaving isn't an ascent to heaven. You're going through the chimney like Kris Kringle.
Pack light because you're flying out of here, bitch.
So that included the local pastor who tried to express his concern about what was happening. And given the control Margarita had over the entire household, that's exactly what they did. They kept the pastor out. If the pastor shows up at your house, he's like, okay, I get paid to do this. It's not a lot, but like I get paid to like love God and like tell you guys what he's thinking. And like this ain't it. And can I come in? And they're like, oh, last time I checked, you didn't have a big white sheet over you, you asshole, you non-ghost. Get out of here, you worldly person.
You already walked over that line of salt, so we know you're full of shit.
I saw you piss on that coyote, that salt line. Oh, you can't cross that salt line. It's got coyote piss in it. I tell you. Don't touch it with your foot. You get a rash. I tell you that.
Ooh, that's quite the rash.
So as do you think they just had a big salt lick at the front door? Mm-hmm. There's definitely no ghost coming through there.
Oh, boy, the neighborhood dogs love them.
Oh, but they invisible. They can get through. Oh, they can get through.
Oh, they're welcome, and that's part of the reason why this party is probably a nightmare.
Yeah. Oh, wait for
goddamn invisible dogs biting ankles and shit, pissing on the wall sockets, starting a fire.
Are you pulling that from the Papin sisters story, or is that an accident?
No, I'm just thinking of what shit a dog could do to piss you off.
Oh, remember that happened in the last story where the sister pissed on the light socket.
Was that last week?
Yeah, it was the Papin sisters. So last week or 2 weeks ago, I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember this morning. It started with a lot of screaming, but besides that, I don't.
I got too much sodium in my brain. That salt lick looked like that jawbreaker that you suck down to the yellow layer. You got the blue layer coming up next. Oh man!
Once you hit that yellow layer, it's smooth sailing from there on.
So, as tensions were high in the household, one evening, Margaretta Jagley, the housekeeper, or Margaretta.2, the housekeeper turned follower. You know, she's a follower now. She reacted to hearing a loud pop from the fireplace by going into convulsions. You can never bring that bitch camping. I tell you what.
Gonna ruin a good night.
Oh my God! Be like, oh, this is so nice. Like, stop it! You're bringing all the coyotes. They're gonna start pissing on everything. Jesus Christ, woman. But like literally, it's crazy to think that like when it kind of makes sense because like it's scary, I guess. If like we always go like, oh, people are so stupid. Like, oh, you're scared of a mirror. Oh, you're scared of like this and that. And we're like, well, we all know what like the scientific process behind like a lot of this stuff now, or just like,
Yeah.
you know, but like back then, like if the fire popped, you're probably just like, oh, that's like the devil trying to shoot us. I don't know.
He's snapping his fingers down in the fiery pits of hell.
He fucked another pig down there. Jesus Christ. Had the pigs.
That's that bacon grease snapping all the way
Oh
up.
man, don't get me started on bacon grease. I've been cooking bacon every Sunday, and I forget
That's
to
good for
I
ya.
forget to put, not every Sunday, but like fuck off. I eat very healthy during the week. I'm allowed a little bacon on Sunday. Bacon's my favorite food. Remember that little kid who loves chicken nuggets?
From what?
She tried to take my chicken
Oh,
nuggets. I'm leaving. I love that kid.
Oh boy, you can only imagine what damage that did to him.
He packed up and he left. They never saw him again, actually. Crazy.
Yeah,
But,
no one did.
But like I was saying, you know, I sometimes cook it without the shirt on, and I feel like the devil's in the household when I'm on them Sundays. It's supposed to be a holy day, not my kitchen. So like I said, she just went into convulsions and screaming that the devil had come for her. She pleaded with Margaretta Peters, the head honcho, and the others to pray and save her soul. This led Margaretta to scream out, "Depart, thou murderer of souls, accursed one, to hellfire. Wilt thou try to rob me of my sheep that was lost? My sheep whom I have pledged myself to save?" Pretty good. She's got her sermon real tight, real even in a surprise convulsion event, she was ready.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. And though Margaretta soon recovered, she continued to have seizures, and the rest of the household began having religious visions themselves. So she just created a monster. Everyone's like, well, Margaretta got a lot of attention when she did the whole convulsing thing on the floor. Maybe I should start hallucinating to try to get someone's like attention, you know?
Give it a swing.
Yeah, right? Invisible dog in the corner.
She wasn't convulsing. An invisible dog had her by the collar, whipping her around like a rag doll.
Right by the collarbones. They want the bones. The bones are the money. So
Their money.
Margaretta wrote to Jacob Morph, remember Shoemaker, Adidas champ. She wrote to Jacob Morph to come to her aid, and on March 8th, 1823, he finally arrived at Wildesbach along with two other believers. So he fucking came back. He's like, I don't need that job or that wife. I'm gonna show back up here. Dude, he was out. He left the crazy chick, and he was like, you know what? Like, I have a good thing going with my wife and my kids. I don't know if he had kids, and my job and my shoes. But, yeah, he came back, which is not great. So, in March of 1823, here's where it gets intense. In March of 1823, Margaretta summoned the rest of her followers to her father's house, where they prepared themselves for the final battle with the devil. Everybody do some jumping jacks. We're going to fight the devil today. Margaretta proclaimed that Napoleon's son, the Duke of Reichstadt, would declare himself as the Antichrist, and that the final battle would soon commence. Who, as like somebody who wants to like be the Antichrist, like take over the world, who'd be like, I'm the Antichrist? Wouldn't like the best move to just be like, I'm Napoleon's son. You guys should just listen to me because I'm a political power, and then I could do all my Antichrist shit and pretend like it's just like political. You know what I mean? Like, would you want to trick?
No, because if you're that powerful and you are the Antichrist, you don't have to fucking hide it. You want to be all like, you want to flaunt it. You want people to be afraid.
Yeah, but like, don't you also want like the people to be like on your side to like do what you want? I guess if you're in straight like terror mode, like,
Yeah.
I'm the Antichrist, so like you have to be like really solidified. Like, oh, I'm gonna burn down everything right now. I'm gonna tell you guys right now because you can't. It's like when the villain's like, I have a bomb, and there's a 5-minute timer, and I told
All
you
the
about
cards
it.
are on the table.
I'm like, you should have told him at 30 seconds, not at 5 minutes, buddy. You know,
Yeah.
I think he's telling him too quickly. So Margarita Jagley, who was, the epileptic, had a seizure, and Margarita, the cult leader, declared that she was having a vision of Napoleon's spirit marching against her with an army. Therefore, she ordered her followers to take up any weapons they could find to fight this army. Oof, I don't think you're going to... Napoleon got good weapons. You got rolling pin. So... I feel like everybody just like classic. If you lived in like a log cabin somewhere in Switzerland, you're just gonna hit someone over the head with a rolling pin eventually, right?
Or a cast iron.
Oh, that's good. Well, actually, that's a great weapon. Slow,
It is.
slow but heavy.
Slow but powerful.
Yeah. If you want to check the stats on that one, high on damage, low on speed.
Yeah.
So Margarita's followers obeyed, and for 3 hours attacked the furniture, walls, and the floor of her room.
Just fucked it all
Dude,
up.
they fucked up the room. I don't know who they thought. Was that
They
training?
were Rick James. They were Rick James in that bitch.
Fuck your couch. But seriously, I don't get what the end goal is. That training? Was that are we attacking spirits? Are we attacking ghosts? I don't know.
Couches were ungodly.
I feel like her room just had a chair. She slept in that chair. She shit in the chair.
Yeah, you have to say, the strongest believers shit where they sleep.
God. Oh, is this the new David Stokes religion? Is this the new offshoot
You
of...
shit where you sleep, and that's the only rule.
That's cool. Turd
Going to stinky heaven.
in the bed. So as groups of spectators started forming outside the house to try and figure out what the hell was going on, Margarita would look through the window and scream that the people watching were enemies of God. What a fun Tuesday.
Yeah, she didn't like the paparazzi.
No, she did not. So after destroying her room, Margarita and her followers went to rest downstairs, and after about an hour, Margarita ordered them to beat themselves, which they did. Oh, so here, that's what she was preparing them for. A good old-fashioned, how hard can you hit? Hit my walls, hit my furniture, okay.
Or, maybe she was wearing them out so they wouldn't fatally blow themselves.
What?
They were wearing them out so they wouldn't just kill themselves.
Fatally blow themselves?
Give them a fatal blow to the head.
I hope that's what you mean. Or is that another part of your religion?
That's another part.
We don't.
Okay, that's unrelated.
We don't die of natural causes in this religion.
My God doesn't accept natural causes.
We fatally blow ours. That reminds me of Clerks, Clerks 1, where he's like, didn't he break his neck trying to suck his own dick or something? He said that.
Oh boy.
So, so where am I?
You're talking about fatally blowing yourself, I think?
Of course.
Yeah.
So she ordered them to beat themselves up. And Elizabeth asked Margarita to beat her, though, as some kind of honor. So Elizabeth was like, hey, sister, can you beat me? Because I don't want to beat myself. I want you to beat me. So, which Margarita did, of course, and even went after...
both of her eyeballs.
Oh, no. She went after her dad, too, who she beat the shit out of, Bam Margera style. So, the dad was like, oh, yeah, hey, beat me up a little bit, too. So, she was just beating the shit out of her family at this point. Eventually, the police were alerted by the commotion caused and came to investigate. So, I guess they did get called somehow. The men and women were detained in separate rooms of the house, and some of the followers were dispatched home. In the meantime, Margarita continued to rouse the religious fever of the women she was with and prepared for her final battle with the Antichrist. You see, somehow Margarita and her remaining followers were able to return to her room where the tools used during the previous battle, if you could call it a battle, were left. When her brother Caspar came into the house at the request of the police, Margarita attacked him with one of her tools. So that's 3 family members she's beaten the shit out of so far. Very cool. Finally intervening, her father stopped her and then carried his injured son downstairs. And as a result, he missed what happened next. So dad was gone. I bet he would have probably thrown up some, red flags here, but he was too busy taking care of his son. So Margarita then asked if any of her followers were prepared to die for salvation. Elizabeth, her sister, declared that she was willing to do so and started beating herself. Margarita, however, acted like the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean who pushes Keira Knightley off the plank, and says, "Too long." You know that guy? He's the big black guy, and he goes, "Too long," and and he pushes her off the plank.
Yeah.
Well, she did it too long and took a hammer and hit her sister in the head.
Oh.
And for some fucked up reason, this inspired everyone in the room, and as a result, Elizabeth was bludgeoned to death by the rest of the followers.
It's a fun team bonding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So afterward, Margarita told the others, "More blood must flow. I have pledged myself for the saving of many souls. I must die now." Margarita then struck herself in the head with a hammer and ordered her followers to crucify her. That's crazy. That's like the guy in the locker room who's like getting ready for the football game and he's just like punching himself in the head.
Hitting himself in the head with his helmet.
With his hammer. With his helmet. So, though the manservant Heinrich promptly fled the scene, the only guy with a little knowledge in his head, Heinrich was like, "I'm out." I
hadn't been bashed in with a hammer yet.
Yeah. So he promptly fled the scene after hearing this, and the others proceeded to nail Margarita's hands and feet to blocks of wood and then mounted her on the wall.
So they didn't have a full-on cross. They just put her on blocks.
I don't know, I guess. They might have built a cross. I think they probably built a cross, right? They probably had one. They probably had one on reserve.
They already fucked up the couch.
It's true, yeah, exactly. They just started like piecing the old pieces of the couch together.
The couch cross.
The one chair, the shitting chair. Here, just put it together. Yeah. Stinks, but it works. So Margarita seemed completely immune to pain, even as she was being crucified, and insisted that she would raise herself and Elizabeth 3 days after their deaths. Only after ordering them to beat on her skull did she finally die. So she was crucified up there and still not dead. And then she's like, "Okay, just like hit me in the head with the hammer a couple more times," and then she eventually died.
Okay,
crazy shit.
Yeah, have they made a movie about this?
I don't think so. Maybe. So, caught up in the bizarre religious delusions that led them to commit murder, the remaining followers then quietly went downstairs to dinner. A policeman came by and had Margarita's father sign a writ guaranteeing that they all appear before the magistrate for, just like beating people up. But nobody mentioned that Margarita and Elizabeth were dead upstairs, and the policeman promptly left. Like I said, policeman, come on. Someone's got to tell him. I need
There's like blood dripping down from the fucking floorboards.
Oh,
they don't even notice it.
Is that your raspberry jam room? What's up there?
You making blood sausage up there,
Is it?
Huh?
You got some preserves? Oh, you hit the red part of the jawbreaker already? Oh, good for you guys. That's cool. That's very cool. So 3 days later, with nobody outside the house being aware of what had happened, Ursula and Heinrich went upstairs to remove the nails from Margarita's body. If they had been hoping that this would hasten her resurrection, they were disappointed. Only after another 2 days of prayer did John Peter, the father, finally walk into town to tell the pastor that 2 of his daughters were dead. In the 2-day trial that followed, all of the followers present received some form of prison sentence ranging from a few months to 16 years. John Peters, their father, even received 8 years of his involvement. Margarita's house was leveled shortly after in order to prevent it from becoming a pilgrimage site, though some Pietists were able to visit before its destruction. After the house was gone, the events... Oh my God, I'm being possessed. After after the house was gone, the event soon became legend that faded from the minds of the townspeople. And just to wrap this up, so in the end, all I have to say is if you really, really, really like something, pull a friend you trust to the side and ask them, hey, do I like this thing too much? Are people saying that I like this thing too much? Because one thing or hobby or ideology should never be your identity, but instead a collection of things so that you can keep perspective and not fall down into a weird rabbit hole where you ask your friends to nail you to a couple of 2x4s.
Yeah.
I feel like
I agree.
That's a fair assessment.
It's usually a bad ending.
Yeah, I think one of the person who got 16 years was the most was, it might have been Margaretta the second. It was one of them that like really helped, I guess, nail her to the cross and like beat Elizabeth. But
Yeah.
I think most of them got like a couple months. But there's like certain people who were like, they probably just corroborated stories and were like, oh yeah. This guy, yeah, he definitely did it. This girl definitely did it. And they got kind of a lot for, like, the early 1800s. I feel like people were just like, oh, you killed someone. People die. Yeah. You just go work in a field for a couple, like, months. Hard labor.
That's what happens when you bring God into it.
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, that's the story of Margaretta Peter.
Alrighty, oh no, that was a bad one. Give us a good one.
Hey, Peter.
That was a good one.
I'm like losing my voice.
Yeah, same. Alrighty, everybody. As promised, this is part 2 of Ben Drowned, the one I started last week. So a quick recap. We have a dorm-living sophomore college student named Judiciable, who we have renamed Jay because I don't want to keep saying that word.
Oh, yeah. I was like, who's that?
Yeah. And so he had received a Nintendo 64 from his roommate. Wanting to replace some of the classics, he went game hunting at yard sales where he met a strange old man who gave him a labelless N64 cartridge with Sharpie saying Majora's, as in the historic video game The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. The game had a save file that read Ben in all capitals, and the game had a few weird things going on. And now Jay is sitting in disbelief, unable to understand if what he was encountering was just a glitch or something much more sinister. So the game had sent Jay a strange message saying, "You're not sure why, but you apparently had a reservation." And Jay was in denial that the game was attempting to communicate with him. So that is the quick recap. And now we'll get into it. So Jay tried to ignore the message with the idea that it was just an error in the game. So he exited out and tried to continue to play the game.
What did the message say again?
I just read it.
You have a reservation?
You're not sure why, but you apparently had a reservation, ...
Okay.
Which is kind of creepy, like, you know, you're not sure why, but, like, you're supposed to be here.
That's what they say every time I'm at Chili's.
Baby back ribs.
I'm not sure why you're here, but we expected you.
No, it's you're not sure why you're here.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
we
yeah.
expected you.
Well, I mean, that's me at Applebee's because
Yeah.
those Long Island iced teas are so cheap. I don't know why I'm here.
Ooh, baby. I don't know when I got here.
All I know that I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Put extra bacon on that burger.
And my tab says 17 Long Islands.
That was 17 calories.
So Jay tried to ignore the message with the idea there's an error in the game, so he exited out and tried to continue to play the game. But 15 seconds later, another message appeared on the screen, and like the first message, this was a pre-existing text from a different part of the game, which read, "Go to the lair of the temple's boss," with the options yes or no.
So you get to decide?
Well, you can kind of interpret it how you want. Go to the layer of the temple's boss. So the way I kind of see this is it's like go to the layer of whatever is controlling this, well, possibly haunted game.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So Jay hesitated for a moment, then selected yes, after taking a deep breath, of course. And then the screen slowly faded to white with the words, "Dawn of a New Day," and the subtext reading, I think it's just I. Like, it's just a bunch of, like, lines. So I'm not sure, like, what the actual text is, but just, like, a bunch of lines, which was, below the other part.
Dawn of a New Day with the white screen. Okay.
Well, I think that's how the game usually goes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty normal. Well, not the weird like lines.
L lowercase l.
I think
uppercase.
Yeah,
L.
I think where the lines are would say like day 1, day 2, day 3.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
So Jay said, "Where I was transported to filled me with the most intense sense of dread and impending fear I've ever experienced. The only way I can describe the way I felt here is having this feeling of inexplicable depression on a profound scale. I'm not normally a depressed person, but the way I felt here was a feeling I didn't even know existed. It was such a twisted, powerful presence that seemed to wash right over me. I appeared in some kind of weird Twilight Zone version of Clocktown. Clocktown in the game is kind of like the main hub, I believe. I walked out of the clock tower, as you normally do when you start from the first day, only to find that all the inhabitants were gone. Usually with the fourth day glitch, you can still find the guards and the dog that runs around outside the tower, but they were all gone.
You're never gonna spot that dog.
Well, the dog was still there.
You just couldn't see it.
What replaced them was the ominous feeling that there was something out there in the same area as me, and it was watching me.
What, that fucking moon?
I had 4 hearts to my name in the hero's bow, but at this point, I wasn't even considering for my avatar. I felt that I personally was in some kind of danger. Perhaps the most chilling thing was the music. It was the Song of Healing ripped straight from the game, but played in reverse.
No.
And so I am going to play this song so you guys can hear it, because it is a very fucking creepy sound backwards.
I feel like anything backwards is horrifying in itself, right?
Yeah. So this is what the song he's hearing. This is what it sounds like. And it just keeps going, so I won't play the whole. I think it's like a 3-minute song that plays on loop.
It's oddly tranquil but disturbing.
Yes, and I feel like just hearing that over and over again would like drive you fucking insane.
Yeah, like it is kind of calming and nice if like you knew like that's like that was coming, but like everything else that leads up to that, and then all of a sudden that starts playing backwards, you're just like that. It gives you chills just like thinking about like something like that happening. But if you're just like, oh, we're gonna play this like song, it's like a backwards kind of song, and be like, it actually kind of sounded nice still, like in a weird way.
Yeah, and I think also another part of it is it's like you know the song, like normally, and then when you hear it backwards, like it's very very like bone chilling. But also it's like you're playing a game that's like, I'm pretty sure it's in rated E for everybody. Like you're not playing a horror game. If you're playing a horror game that comes on, it might not, startle you too much because it's kind of what you expect. But This is like in the very unexpected.
And it's also the song of healing. So that playing backwards, what does that imply?
Exactly. So I'm going to continue with what he said. The music would get louder, building up so you'd expect something to pop out at you, but nothing ever did. And the constant loop began to wear on my mental state. Every now and then, I would hear the faint laugh of the happy masked salesman in the background.
Oh, I think I've seen that dude.
So he is a very, very creepy NPC. I don't think he was intended to be creepy, but there's something very creepy about him. So
Is he like kind of just like a little jester-looking motherfucker?
No, he's a pretty normal-looking dude. He just has a very like grotesque smile and expression on his face that's very uneasy. So this is a 3-second clip. I'm going to try to play this.
Oh no!
So yeah, it's got kind of a creepy echo to it.
God damn it!
Yeah, so that would just every now and then he'd faintly hear the laugh. He said it was just quiet enough that I wasn't sure if I was just hearing things, but just loud enough to keep me determined to find him. He continues saying, I looked in all 4 zones of the clock town only to find nothing and no one. Textures,
Like watching.
Yeah, textures were missing. The West Clock Tower had me walking on air, and the entire area felt broken, hopelessly broken. So, as the reverse Song of Healing repeated for what must have been the 50th time, like hearing that 3-minute song 50 times does not sound fun. I remember standing in the middle of South Clocktown, realizing that I had never felt so alone in a video game before. As I walked through the ghost town, I don't know whether it was the combination of the out-of-place textures, the atmosphere, and the haunting melody of the once peaceful and soothing song being butchered and distorted, but I was literally on the verge of tears and I had no idea why.
I walk this lonely road, only road that I will ever know. I'm just thinking of like Bob Dylan. Yeah, that is the Boulevard of Broken Dreams, correct? Is that what Green Day was singing about?
Yes.
This video game?
Yes. So I hardly ever cry, but something had gripped me here and caused this powerful sense of depression that was both foreign and crippling. I tried leaving Clocktown, but every time I went through one of its exits, the screen would fade to black, and I would enter another zone of Clocktown. I tried playing my ocarina, which is a little flute from the game series that can teleport you or change time. I wanted to escape. I did not want to be here. However, every time I played the Song of Time or Song of Soaring, it would only say, your notes echo far, but nothing happens. Which is also something that's like, if you haven't unlocked the song yet and you just know what, because you actually play the instrument in the game, you like push up, down, stuff like that. So if you play it before you've actually like found the song, that's like the thing that pop up.
Oh, that makes sense.
By this point, it was obvious the game didn't want me to leave, but I had no idea why it was keeping me here. I didn't want to go inside buildings. I felt I would be too vulnerable to whatever I was terrified of. I don't know why, but I came up with the idea that if I drowned myself in the laundry pool, I could spawn somewhere else and leave. So there's like a body of water in the town that you can drown yourself in.
Oh, wow.
As I ran towards the pool, it happened. Link grabbed his head, and the screen flashed for a brief moment of the happy masked salesman smiling at me. Not Link, but me, with the Skull Kid's scream playing in the background.
Wait, what do you mean? Not Link, but me? What does that mean?
So usually when you talk to characters in the game, it'll be like an over-the-shoulder thing. So like you'll have like your character in the frame, and you're talking to the person, they're looking at your character talking to them.
Oh, yeah.
But he said the screen was just his face looking like into the camera, basically.
Oh, wow.
With the characters screaming in the background.
Jesus.
When the screen returned, I was staring at the Link statue. usually created by playing the Eulogy of Emptiness. So I guess you can create like a statue of yourself, and it's a terrifying fucking statue.
Everything in that game was designed like so scarily.
Yeah, it's kind of a creepy game. I screamed as the thing stared back at me with that haunting facial expression. I turned around and ran back to the south clock town. To my horror, the fucking statue followed me in a way that I can only describe as being similar to the weeping angels from Doctor Who.
Oh shit.
So for people unfamiliar, I'm aware of the weeping angels. I've never really gotten into Doctor Who. I've tried. It's just not for me. But okay. Every so often at random intervals. What? Oh, I didn't explain it.
He's like, Doctor who's that for me?
Well, I also got distracted because I forgot to mute the outro music, and we have hit the spot where our last episode ended, and so now it's playing into my headphones. But yeah, so the weeping angels from Doctor Who, they're like creepy angel statues that will kill you if you turn your back to them. So as long as you're looking at them, they won't move. But like if you turn away and you turn back, like it will be closer to you.
Yeah, I've seen that shit on. They got Majora from Game of Thrones, Jorah Mormont. He was in an episode, and there's like a part where like one of them got him in a headlock or something like that. And
Okay.
he's like, and they're like, we gotta leave, and he's like, they're gonna snap my neck, but it's okay. Bye, guys.
Yeah, you snap my neck. You're a doctor. You'll fix me.
He's like, I'm not that kind of doctor. And he crawled into his TARDIS and flew away.
So every so often, at random intervals, the animation would play of the statue appearing behind me. It was like the thing was chasing me, or I don't even want to fucking say it, haunting me. By this point, I was on the verge of hysterics. However, not even once did I think of turning off the console. I don't know why, but I was so wrapped up in it. The terror felt also real. Jesus. It is real.
Hey, Scooby-Doo.
Ruh-roh,
Raggy.
Raggy.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah. You're better at Joe, so I can be better at Scooby.
As Scoob.
I tried to shake the statue, but it literally appeared right behind me every single time it went off screen. The statue continued to follow Jay, and eventually it cornered him in a room, which Jay said he decided to attack the statue, but nothing would happen. The statue just kept staring directly at him. So back to what he's saying. I stared at the statue and waited for it to kill me. Suddenly, the screen flashed again to the happy masked salesman, and Link turned to face me, standing upright as a mirror image of the statue, looking at me with his copy, literally staring at me. So now, like, there's like 3 characters like staring at him.
Jesus.
Jay left the building. He hoped to find sanctuary, not to be, placed back. Oh, okay. To not be placed back into the Clocktown Center, but in an underground tunnel to be greeted by the Song of Healing in reverse again. And the statue was gone. Jay thought he had actually escaped it, but as soon as it was gone, it came back. But this time, it was much more aggressive. Now, Jay couldn't take more than a few steps without the statue moving right behind him.
Oh,
and
good
so
God.
when the statue moves, it like teleports and like loads in. And so like a green circle will come in and it'll like kind of like appear out of the ground. So it's not like moving with him. It's like bouncing. It's like teleporting. It's like shooting around with him.
Okay.
Jay sprinted out of the tunnel to appear back at the clock tower and was met with the fade to white screen saying "Dawn of a New Day," just like before, with the I's, the L's, the lines, whatever. And this time, when the screen faded back into the game, he was in a new place. The screen faded in, Oh, okay, now I'm reading from him. Sorry, I forgot to put quotes. The screen faded in, and I was standing atop the clock tower with Skull Kid hovering over me again. Silent. I looked up, and the moon was back, looming just meters above my head, but with the Skull Kid staring at me hauntingly with that fucking mask. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, I was at the grocery store today, and there was a guy in line behind me that had a giant Majora's Mask tattooed on his shin.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
On his shin or his calf?
His whole like front leg was like a Zelda sleeve.
Whoa.
It was cool looking, but I was also like, okay, that's creepy.
Spooky.
Bad timing. So a new song was playing, the Stone Tower Temple theme, but it too was being played in reverse, which I will play real quick. Oh no!
And I think you should too. People often ask
What is this?
Got an ad.
I was like, what the fuck?
So
Jeez.
that one's not as creepy, but it's more intense.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's more creepy. Actually, I don't know. I mean, I guess teach their own, but like,
Yeah.
jeez, I mean, why do all these songs keep playing backwards? I mean, like, it seems like there's too many weird glitches to even like you said, to even have it
Justify.
just be a coincidence. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think the slower tempo of the other one's more eerie and creepy to me. But, I mean, neither one's great. So, in some sort of desperate attempt, I quit my bow and fired off a shot at Skull Kid. It actually hit him, and he played an animation of him reeling back. I fired again, and on the third arrow, a text box appeared that said, "That won't do you any good. He."
Oh shit.
I was picked up off the ground, levitated upwards on my back, and Link screamed as he burst into flames, instantly killing him.
Whoa.
I jumped when this happened. I had never seen this move used by anyone or anything in the game. And in addition, Skull Kid didn't even have any attack moves. As the dead scene played, my lifeless body still burning, the Skull Kid laughed and the screen faded to black. I reappeared in the same place. I decided to charge him, but the same thing happened. Link's body was lifted off the ground by some unknown force and burst into flames, again killing him.
Jesus.
This time during the death scene, the faint sounds of the reverse Song of Healing could be heard. On my third and final try, I noticed there was no music playing. All there was eerie silence. I remembered that in the original encounter with Skull Kid, you were supposed to use the ocarina to either travel back in time or summon the giants. I never got far enough to see giants. I attempted to play the Song of Time, but before I could hit the last note, Link's body once again burst into flames and he died. As the death scene neared its end, the game began to chug. It was as if the cartridge was trying to process a lot of something. When the screen came back to, it was the same scene as the first 3 times, except Link was laying on the ground, dead, in a position I had never seen in the game before. His head was tilted towards the camera, and Skull Kid was floating above him. I couldn't move or press any buttons. All I could do was stare at Link's dead body. After about 30 seconds of this, the game faded out with the message, "You have met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" before kicking me to the title screen.
Oh fuck.
So I feel like that's pretty creepy. That's like the last one, like, didn't even let him try. He was just like dead, contorted,
Yeah.
staring at the
like,
camera.
Kind of give me goosebumps.
So upon getting back to the title screen and starting again, I noticed my save file was gone. Instead of Link, because he previously said he named his save file Link, instead of Link was your turn in all capitals.
What?
Your turn had 3 hearts, no masks or items. So in other words, like no progression in the game.
Yeah.
I selected this file and returned to the clock tower rooftop scene of Link dead and the Skull Kid hovering over, with the Skull Kid's laugh looping over and over again. I quickly hit the reset and the game booted up again. There was one more save file added below your turn, and it said Ben. That save file was right back where it was before I deleted it, at the Stone Tower Temple with the moon almost crashing. So again, when he got the game, there's a save file named Ben. It was pretty far into the game, and he ended up deleting it, being that it was the previous owners, and now that save file is back after he deleted it.
Holy shit.
I turned the game off at this point. I'm not superstitious, but this is way too fucked up, even for me. I haven't played it at all today. Hell, I didn't even get any sleep last night. I kept hearing the reverse song of hearing in my head and couldn't get past the sense of dread I felt while exploring Clocktown. I drove back to the old man's house today with a buddy of mine. No way I was going there alone. To ask him some questions, only to find that there was a for sale sign in the front yard. When I rang the doorbell, no one was home. So now I'm back here writing down the rest of my thoughts and recording what happened. I'm terrified of this game, even more so now that I relived it a second time just writing this down. However, I feel like there's still more to it than meets the eye, and there's something calling me to investigate further. I think Ben is something in this equation, but I don't know what. If I could get a hold of the old man, I'd be able to find some answers. I need another day or so to recuperate before tackling this game again. However, I feel it's already taken a toll on my insanity, but next time I do this, I'm going to record the entire thing. So this is where I'm going to end this saga, which is really only the surface. This is honestly as far as I know about the story, because I remember reading this in 2010 when he first published it. And I've always been aware of the story. I've never actually checked back into it. And the website I found that's devoted to this story just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. It's insane how fucking long it is. I'm not kidding. Like the scroll bar on the side.
Oh man.
As far as I wrote was maybe like a 30th of the length.
Oh shit. So he must have updated this a lot, or
yeah.
I mean,
so I don't even know how it really ends. I'm going to eventually get back to reading it to see where it goes. But this would seriously be, there's no way I could continue this story, because then it would just be what this podcast is. So if you're interested or really want me to continue this saga, let me know. We can also post the link to the story if you want to read all of the stuff. There are also YouTube videos of this guy playing the game.
oh wow.
He started recording it after things were getting really weird. So most of the stuff I'm describing you can actually watch, and actually seeing it is a whole hell of a lot creepier. Just reading it and explaining it doesn't give the creepiness any justice. Watching it is with the sound, with the sounds and everything, because you also have to put in a factor. This is a game from 2000. And so when the characters are screaming and stuff, the sound effects are not that great, which adds a creepy factor to it, in my opinion.
Yeah, nostalgic, creepy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I agree. I don't know why, but I agree.
Yeah, so there's not much of a moral to the story here, but don't buy creepy-looking games from creepy old men, really.
So do you think Ben was his nephew or his son, or a demon, or a cursed doll that he transferred the spirit into that?
I definitely think Ben was a previous owner who, I think he drowned.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was especially creepy how he's I'll just drown myself in the...
And it stopped him.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, oh, did he ever try to go back and drown himself again? I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think it's definitely haunted by Ben.
Yeah, I mean, whatever Ben is, I mean, maybe you guys could find that out deeper in the story. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, because I don't know if that guy ever showed back up, or I mean, he's old too.
Oh,
so.
it's honestly insane how long that website is. I could scroll all the way to the bottom and like try to see if there's like a conclusion to it, but I don't want to. I want to read all of it.
Yeah, it would take away.
It's like reading the back. That's like going and looking at the back page and seeing that Snape kills Dumbledore and yelling at a bunch of kids.
Yeah, exactly. At Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely want to go like at least watch some of the YouTube videos because I have seen
creepy.
I have seen some of them, but yeah, they are very creepy. Anyway, I think that concludes our episode for this week. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love telling you these stories, and we love when you stick around and listen. If you guys want any more information, go to Camp Strange Podcast on Instagram and click the link in bio. We have all of our hyperlinks there for everything, whether it be merch or where to listen to us. If you guys want to rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, you can do that as well. But we're on every platform. If you guys want to send us an email, send it to campstrangepodcast@gmail.com, and we'll respond. If you guys have any creepy stories of your own, send them on over. And David, do you have anything to say before we head out?
Yeah, also, if any of that music I played was copywritten, come at me, Nintendo. Big Reggie. Come.
It's backwards. They can't.
I mean, there is, but then also the laugh. The laugh might get us. We won't be laughing then.
Anyway, any press is good press, so we'll see. But anyway, David, anything else to say before we leave?
Yeah, so like Nintendo, you guys might sue us.
Are you just strictly speaking to Nintendo on every single outro? Hey guys, we love your stuff. Like, keep up the good. Don't sue us.
My body is ready, Reggie.
And don't forget to stay strange.